doesn't show any photos. They're not allowed to. It might frighten us. We're only children after all. Besides, the family haven't identified the body yet. There are counselors in school in case any of us wants to talk, but the counselors haven't got a clue. We don't want to talk. What we want is to forget. We are in history and we have bought candles. Miss has given us permission to put aside the presentation schedule for today and instead do a kind of vigil. And we stand in a circle holding candles, and we are each going to say a few words. Except no one, though. No one said any words. And Miss sighs, would someone like to say something? And then a girl's voice says, I would like to say something. And it's like a ghost. It's like we're 9 years old with a Ouija board, because standing here is Scarlet. I can see her. I can see her too. And it's like, by being together, the St. Helens girls, we've brought forth the spirit of Scarlet into the room. I would like to say something. And it's almost like she's actually there. Because she's actually there. And about this same moment, Scarlet's parents will confirm the body from the river is not that of their daughter. Later discoveries will confirm the body is that of a 14-year-old Latvian prostitute, and an autopsy will reveal she died with a boot to her skull. I have something to say. At first I'm frightened, then I'm confused, then I'm relieved, then I'm actually angry. I feel like we've been duped. We have been tricked. We have shed tears, we made tributes, we have lit candles. And for what? I would like to do my presentation now. And Miss is so bewildered that all she can say is, sure. You have asked us to research the history of women in our family, which is not especially easy as my mother is not sentimental. No photos or nothing, but through a combination of some old shoeboxes and stuff from my nan's house, and newspapers and books found in the British Library in London, where I have spent the last couple of days FYI, I can tell you all the following. My mother is one of only 5 female FDSE 100 chief executives. She did this, I imagine, by donning shoulder pads and body checking any man who got it in her way. Her mother, my Nan, was a teacher who doesn't tell me much about history. But when she was about my age in the 60s, she marched with other women to make abortion legal, which was like a big deal. And she wore her hair in braids sometimes, and she had lots of sex, and no one judged her for it, except maybe her mother. Was she alive? Because my great-grandmother, died when British European Airways Flight 411 crashed on approach to Manchester from Amsterdam. This is ironic because from 1944 to 45, my grandmother worked as a pilot during the war delivering planes that need to be fixed, which is like not that exciting job to have. She wasn't dropping bombs or anything, but it was a big deal because she was doing a man's job. And men were bastards and didn't like girls like my great-grandma doing their jobs. And her mum, well, she was a long time ago, so I didn't find out much, but her name's mentioned in an article in the Daily Mail from 1928 because she went to a scandalous pool party. I'm not sure why it was so scandalous, but the girl who wrote in the Daily Mail did not like girls that were dancing to Negro music and drinking cocktails in the swimsuits. Which shows that some things don't change since the Daily Mail still doesn't like girls drinking and having fun, but still likes photos of girls in swimsuits. So maybe things do change. I have basically learned that in my family history, there were always boys who were assholes who made suits for girls in the family. But things have moved on to my generation. Because for me, it is not so much that boys are assholes, but more that the girls have become the assholes the boys used to be. I used to ask myself every night, why? Why? What did I ever do to you? And then I would imagine 25 years from now coming to a school reunion and I'd be there in my Armani suit with my beautiful husband and beautiful handbag and my beautiful children. And when you all said, Scarlet, Scarlet, I'd say, I'm sorry, I don't recognize you. I don't recognize any of you. And then I'd leave. But as I sat on the packed tube in London, no one recognised me. No one pointed, no one whispered. And I realised you were all nothing. There's a big bad world out there where St. Helens means nothing. There is a big bad world that is just ready to swallow you up. Back when it swallows up you lot, it will vomit you back up, because you are indigestible girls. That's the kind of girls you are. You are food poisoning, and the world will know you're girls like that. And you will be alone, together, but alone. But you see, and I will forget you. I have forgotten you, because I'm not a St. Helens girl. But you will forgive me. After all, you have my photo to remember me by. A moment later, we look around and realize we're still standing in a circle, holding lit candles. And the year is over, and now we must go our separate ways. Well, not me. Me and the 4 girls are going to be the same uni. We're going to be flatmates, which is like, it's gonna be... Oh God, what have I agreed to? It's gonna be like actually amazing. We're gonna like see each other every morning when we wake up, when we go to bed. Oh God. It's the last day of school, and so we run around signing messages on each other's school uniforms. Remember when, friends forever, will always be. I write will always be. I meant to write friends. I meant to write keep in touch. But I can't. Because I know it isn't true. Like these girls, running around with their marker pens and not. I suddenly realise are not my friends. And suddenly I feel so old, so very old. So I just leave it will always be. I don't go. For the whole last week since Scarlet, I haven't gone in. I have a restlessness in my stomach like I'm pregnant, which I'm not, which is impossible. It's not the Immaculate Conception, unless it is, unless I'm being punished. Maybe she's put a curse on me. I write these emails, alright, I don't actually send them to her, but I write them, and it makes me feel better. I'm not a bad person. I'm not an Osama bin Laden or Simon Cowell. I'm just a girl. I had decided to move to Canada. My mother's gone they totally lost it. Not even like her city Canada. Like proper Canada. Like I'm going to live on a reserve with the indigenous people and go ice fishing, and there's no internet and no phone reception. I'm going to live in an igloo. What will you do for money? My mother wants to know. I won't need money though, because I'll trade in furs and hunt for my food. It's just something I need to do. I've actually been assigned flat with boys instead of girls for September. I explained to Mum that I called and it's too late and there's nothing they can do. So I can't change, but I never actually called. I start crying out of nowhere and I don't know why. Maybe I'm just so sad to be leaving all the girls. Start Facebook group for the St. Helens girls. No one else is allowed, so that we can stay in touch. I lift up my shirt and take a photo of myself in the mirror. I don't know why, I just do it, and then delete it. I commit suicide. Oh, sorry, not like for real. I mean Facebook suicide. I delete my account, my photos, everything. One of my hens is dead. Fox got her. And it's weird because she was like... But the fox obviously didn't give a toss about the pecking order. Which kind of just defeats the whole purpose, doesn't it? Something has changed. I'm looking at the signatures on my shirt to figure out who still needs to sign, and it's like I recognize their names, but I don't know them. Does that make sense? And when did everything change? I tried to rewind to find or replay the moment that has been changed, but I don't know why. And that was when it was that I decided I no longer want to hang around girls like that. I can't find it. The video is being deleted or violated user agreement and doesn't exist. And I want to take a photo, a group photo. Oh yes! One final photo of us all together! Gather round! But we're suddenly temporarily distracted by a group of boys who go running across the field in their pants. There is no logic why they do this. It's why a group of boys are laughing, screaming, jumping on each other in their underwear. Us girls sign school shirts. The boys run around half naked. It's in our DNA somewhere. And it confirms that for me, when this left out history lessons, that's why girls have got more intelligent over generations. Boys have become more stupid. And I'm a bit jealous. I want to run around in my pants instead of standing here with a marker pen. I imagine doing it. Just do it. Right now. Strip off, run over and join the boys. But they're too far. They're gone. And I've missed my chance. A photo! Gather round! The St. Helens girls. My mother told me these girls are my friends for life. One final photo to use for the Facebook page. A photo with smiles and her arm round her waist. And her arm round her waist. And her arm round her waist. And her... But someone is not here today with stomach cramps. And someone is walking away to the toilets. And someone says it's a stupid idea. And someone says she doesn't want to be in the photo, she'll take it. Which defeats the purpose because it's be all of us. And someone says, well, it's not going to be all of us anyway. And I don't know what she means by that. Like, if she means it's my fault somehow, like, what does she mean by that? Like, would it kill her to be in a photo? And those of us who are standing there with our arms around someone's waist just start looking kind of dumb because no one's taken the photo. So she takes her arm off her waist. And she takes her arm off her waist. And the moment is gone, and there will not be a photo, which is actually really frustrating because we will look back on this moment and we won't remember it because we'll not have a photo. And that's just a wasted opportunity, really. And I don't get why some of the girls are just spoiled for the rest of us. Why they just can't go along. Be a team player. There's always a couple who have to stand apart from the crowd just to prove a point. To feel individual, which is pretty pathetic if you ask me. Girls like that ruin it for everyone. Scallops, sluts. And so I just start snapping photos. Flash! 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 But then, crack. Smash. It falls. It breaks. Which is called pathetic fallacy, or foreshadow, or something, I don't know. All I know is that I will never be with girls together again.